Okay, so this is the number 12th video on the 12th mistake you need to avoid when buying a piece of land in Nigeria. Okay, my name still remains Okpe Oduwa Oni. So today I'll be talking about how to avoid the mistake of resale. Okay, resale basically means you buying a land and at some point you needed to resell it. So that's basically what we mean by how to avoid the mistake of resale. If you're joining, watching me for the very first time, okay, so this YouTube channel I talk about real estate, talk about wealth creation. Basically, my main objective here is to be able to use real estate to create wealth. That's really the main objective. Okay, so how do you avoid the mistake of resale? So there are some basic fundamentals that we need to look at and have understanding of. Okay, so fundamentally, real estate is an investment and it should be treated as such. A lot of people don't treat real estate, especially in this part of the world. We don't treat it as investment. We treat it as like an achievement and stuff like that. No, real estate should be treated and must be treated as investment. It's not one achievement that you need to carry one trophy for. It doesn't work that way at all. So when land appreciates, what I often recommend people to do is that you sell some. Let's say, for instance, you bought 10 acres of land at maybe, excuse me, maybe 100,000. It could be maybe, let's say, ₦1,000,000 per acre. And just for ease of calculation, that's why I'm using those figures. So you bought 10 acres, that's 10 million naira. And let's say later on, an acre is going for 6 million naira. So you can decide that, okay, since I bought, it was 10 million naira I used to buy it, I can just decide to keep half and sell half. What it means is that what you bought for 10 million naira, you are selling half because now it's going for 6 million naira. You are selling for 30 million naira. So what you're supposed to do with that 30 million naira, if you don't have any emergency, you don't have any real need for money, I often advise that 30 million naira, you can just keep 10 million in liquidity and use 20 million naira to go and acquire another place. So you sell some, you keep some, which is the 5 acres that you have kept, then you buy more. Don't ever sell any land unless you have an emergency and that you will not, for one reason or the other, not buy more land. That is not a smart one at all. You know, I've thought about, I've thought this and I've explained this over and over again. You see, land goes through basic stage. At some point, it's forestry. Later, it becomes farmland. That's stage 2. Later, people start buying it for land banking, right? And after buying, you buy your body for land banking. It still can still be used for farming. Then later, people will start building on it because people can start living in those areas. Infrastructure, amenities are not coming in. And after land banking, people start building. Then after people start building, urban regeneration starts. So the profit point is the point whereby it moves from farming to land banking, then land banking to when people want to start building. So you that bought it at the stage where it was just farmland, you bought it to keep for land banking and you're now reselling, you're going to make a lot of money. So after you made a lot of money, there are other places that are still forests now, that are potential city tomorrow. So go and buy those places right now. That's the way it works. Go and buy those places right now. No, I often share this. Wherever you are standing right now, that is a city. 1 hour drive radius of those places, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour drive radius of those places is a potential city. So keep buying. So that same place now that people want to live now, there are other places people don't want to live in the future. go and buy more. So that is very, very important. What it means is that you already have 5 acres. I'm very sure the 20 million that you unlock will probably buy another 30 acres somewhere, or 40 acres somewhere, or even 20 acres somewhere. You buy it again, or you buy it 3 different locations. You understand? So you spread your risk. So that is very, very important in land banking, and it's key that you need to understand that. Okay, don't treat your land as an emergency fund. Last year September and upper year September too, when people were traveling out, relocating, and all of those things, it becomes an emergency project. People just want to um, sell some of those property off. And I was wondering, sorry, this is not an emergency case. How come you want to sell off at these ridiculous prices and all of those things? So if you treat your land as an emergency fund, in fact, you can buy a land for 500,000 and sell it for 250. Okay, because land is not a near liquid asset. It's not even a liquid asset. It's not meant to be buy today, sell tomorrow kind of. No, that's not the way land work. Okay. Always monitor what the market is saying so that you know when and where to buy. So monitor the market. Don't be naive. It's very, very important. Monitor the market. Do not be naive. So know when to buy and where to buy. Okay? So know when to buy and know where to buy. And also know when to sell and know where to sell. It's just like when you are holding multiple locations. There are some places that might be ripe for sales right now, maybe because of one major infrastructure that just shoot up. Probably you hold 100 acres. You can just decide to say, let me just sell 20 and keep the remaining 80 for now. Because by the time the infrastructure land, it will impact not that location only, it will even impact future location and all of that. So you just have to be smart about it, okay? So emergency sales will always lead to loss of resale value. So if you are in a hurry to sell, there's no way you will not lose. You will lose at the point of reselling. Okay, so emergency sales will always lead to loss of resale value. So you need to pay rapt attention to that. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a rush to sell. So there are activities that can help you increase the resale value. So I'm going to be looking at just a couple of them, 8 of them. So these are activities that you can engage in or add to your land, and it will help you to increase your resale value in the future. Because most of the time, a lot of people have this question that, we are all in the market and people are buying from Mr. A, they are not buying from Mr. B. So why? Okay, so there might be a reason, and some of these things might be the reason why people are really not buying. Number one is security. Did you provide security? Hope the day they went to check your property, somebody is not brought. There've been a case whereby somebody, um, I think he sent a coordinate to go and check a particular land, and when they got to the land, somebody just brought out doomed Dane gun. Somebody brought out a Dane gun and he wanted to shoot them. So at that point in time, they were not supposed to go for that site inspection, and that transaction just went out. So number two is that upgrade your documentation and approval. Upgrade your documentation and approval. Upgrade your documentation and approval. So you need to upgrade documents that you bought. It's not the same document. No, I'll ask somebody, so what title does this land as? Receipt. Receipt for receipts. How can it be receipt? Okay, upgrade your document and approval. That is very, very, very important. Okay, so activities, make sure that you have activities on that land. So on the documentation and approval, if for instance you bought the land from a primary market, try as much as possible, do the perimeter survey. Do the perimeter survey of that land. Do the perimeter survey of that land and have a deed. Have a deed and start the process. Even if you have not done CFO, start the process of CFO. Let it have a file number. All these things are very, very important. So that's upgrade. Then let there be activity on that land. If somebody wants to be farming, let them be farming. let it be that there's an activity and the people that are carrying out those activities knows you. Because if there are no activities, eventually somebody will, nature absorb vacuum. Somebody will come and do something on that land. Then I don't know whether I've mentioned this. You need to fence the land. Try as much as possible. Okay, fence the land. Then make sure the land has an access road. Make sure the land has an access road. There must be an access road to the land. People must be able to drive to the land. That's the minimum. People must be able. There can be a lot of reasons why people can't drive to the land, but try your best to make sure that people can drive to that land. That is very, very important. Okay. Then one other thing that you can apply technology by dropping a location pin. I do this a lot anytime I go, even to just go and do land hunting. I drop a location pin. So what that helps to do is that in case I want to describe it to somebody, I can always drop the location pin of that place and send it to the person. So um, it will help the person to locate the location with ease. So that's another advantage. Okay, the other one is engage the community agents. Most of the time, people want to sell. They are not engaging the people within the community because they are not even friendly with the community people. But when you engage the people in the community, they are the one that knows who want to buy. They are the one people coming. They are no land is really really moving and all of that. So engage the agents within the community. It will help a great deal. It will help you a great deal. Okay, and it will fast track your ability to resell so that your land will not just be stalled and you are in the city, the land is somewhere in the suburb and you are not selling. Okay, sell with additional cash flow value. If, for instance, your land have cashew nuts, okay, I know of somebody that all his land he just plant cashew nuts, or you can plant oranges, or you can plant a lot of things that you can plant. It can be part of the value you are using to sell the land. I hope you are gaining something from this. Okay, so timing on when to sell too matters. So you need to understand the timing and when you should push and at what point should you go back to the market. So that is also very, very important so that you will not, in one way or the other, be stranded and you will not sell when people are running. You will not be selling when people are buying. Okay, because there are sometimes you might have bought land and you just feel that this thing is not appreciated. Let me just sell it off. But somebody might have an information that a project is coming towards that axis and you don't have that information and you just be selling what has become an hot cake. So you need to understand what the market is saying, what timing the market is saying. I think it was credited to John Lee or Rockefeller. I said the best time to buy real estate is when there is blood on the streets. What that statement automatically means too is that the worst time to sell a real estate is when there's blood on the street. I hope you have gained one or two things from these nuggets and knowledge that has been shared. Okay, so do well to like, share, and also subscribe. And MC remains Okpe Olowa Ode. Have a great one.